Here we have 4 completely different models of BMW, although one of them is technically a Mini, but still in the BMW series, and they all have the same problem. And the problem is the power steering reservoir. Here we have the power steering reservoir. It's the same reservoir on all 4 cars that we have here. It's made out of plastic, so it doesn't have any heat dissipation. On these reservoirs, they have a really small capacity, so the steering tends to run really hot because of the small amount of fluid. It gets hot really fast. And it's real typical that it leaks out of the leak hole right here in the breather on the cap and runs down the side of the reservoir and makes it all ugly and nasty looking. It goes again and again on every single BMW that we see in here for service all the time. And the solution is the all Germanato, all aluminum billet power steering reservoir. It's fabricated from 6061 aluminum. It has internal baffles, so it doesn't push any fluid out to the vent tube right here. This has a hose connected to it so it can breathe and be routed to the lower portion of the car, so there's no spillage coming out in the engine compartment whatsoever. Even under hard cornering or spirited driving, no splashing will come up. It also has a baffle inside that allows the fluid that returns from the power steering to circulate all throughout, so we utilize the entire fluid capacity that's inside of here to keep the system cold. So on the factory reservoir, which holds about 330 milliliters, that's a little bit less than a soda can. So that's not a very large amount of fluid for a whole power steering system on a car. This reservoir right here holds just under 800 milliliters, which is about 3 times the capacity of the other one. Plus, the aluminum gives it a superior heat dissipation, and you can see right here on our cap it says warning hot. When the car is being driven hard and the power steering is really working, especially if you have an E39 M5 that's kind of heavy up front, the power steering gets very, very hot. So does this reservoir. So touching this just after driving the car, you will get your fingers burnt. Don't touch it. Use a rag or something like that if you need to check the fluid. But generally you fill it to the level indicator on the inside and you don't have to mess with it again. This kit comes complete with the breather hose, the rubber mounts needed to install the reservoir. The installation is very, very simple. So here we are on the car, and to install the power steering reservoir you simply remove the factory one. The hose configuration is the same, so you utilize the same BMW factory power steering hoses going to and from the reservoir. Remove this reservoir. The 2 tabs in the back bolt right into the factory location right here. On some models it's necessary to trim up the bracket that holds the existing tank. On others it bolts right in. They're supplied with the rubber mounts that go right in. The breather hose comes out, runs along here, and is routed to the lower point of the car. And on this we're not going to bother with doing a video because the installation is so fast and simple and we're not going to take your time. But for more information on how to buy the reservoir and on more specific things, pricing and so forth, go to allgermanato.com and it'll be on our webpage.